We have sad news today.
Yeah,
Sad,
it's news.
sad news.
Episode
Life of an
16, guys.
investor. Life of an investor. That's what the episode's called.
Life of an
So,
investor.
man, so we got an email today. Actually, a little background. So, obviously, the commercial deal that we're trying to close um, did not actually close due to a variation of reasons, and we'll kind of explain that today. But the sad moment today was getting an email from the title company saying that we owed like 20 G's to pay them back for the due diligence for pulling all the lien or pulling all the title and certificates and all that.
Yeah.
And boy, did it hurt. Did it hurt to see that email today?
Yeah. Well, now I know why people lose money in commercial multifamily and multi-units, honestly, because like the amount of title that has to be pulled obviously costs money, and so per deed pull is about $325, and if you spread that across multiple units, if it's deeded multiple units. Otherwise, it's just if it's just one multifamily unit, then obviously it's just one deed. But we had multiple deeds because they're condominiums, and that ended up coming to be right around 15,000 and some change just to pull the deeds. So, and then that's not including labor. So yeah,
Yeah,
all in
that's
all,
something new, man. I mean, I learned not to f with these type of deals because if we were buying like a 50 unit apartment complex, it would have been one deed,
mhm.
and versus, 45 individualized, liens, right? Just absolute doo doo. Yo, what's up, Joe? Joe Desai, what's good, bro? But yeah, man, that's just how it is, right? That's just life. That's a learning, that's a $15,000 learning lesson today. And my wife just looked at me and was like, "All right, like what are you gonna do, right?" I'm like, "Well, because I'll make more money, I suppose." So,
Yeah, just make more money.
you just gotta roll with it, right? You just gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, I mean that's a good learning lesson just in general. Even though it hurt, it stung, but it's also like, okay, cool. We didn't actually buy the building or buy the units in the building, and that might have been a worse investment per
Yeah,
se. So take your licks, just be grateful for what we learned, and it was a very expensive tuition to kind of go through it, but it was also very insightful as well.
yeah. I think ultimately for me, right? Like, so we just lost 15 grand, and I literally, texted you like 15 minutes earlier. I'm like, oh, we have 15.1K coming in next, like in a couple of days,
Yeah.
and it just kind of gave me kind of clarity of what I should really be focusing on. Like, I preach about being focused, and this is the biggest learning lesson for me. It's like, okay, I wanted to do something else. I wanted to buy a commercial. I wanted to buy this building, and really, I have the most income producing thing right in front of me, and I still refuse to just listen to that. So there we have it. I
Uh,
know what I must do.
Yeah, the lessons are the lessons that you are given, and yeah, it's a good lesson in general. Good thing it happened in the beginning of the year, honestly speaking. So we have all this runway to be able to make up for it. And I don't know if you want to go into why the deal didn't work out, but we can jump into that
Yeah.
since you don't have a segue.
Yeah, financially, so the deal financially was absolutely incredible. I think it was a slam dunk in terms of financials, in terms of cash flow, how much money we would need to get into the deal.
Hmm.
I think in total we'd have to raise, well, I mean, we already raised the money, but it was like 150, 160 grand
Hmm.
to go buy, 1.425 million dollar purchase. The property
Hmm.
probably evaluates at like 1.8, 1.9 as is.
Yeah.
Tons of room to build on cash flow. The issue was the deals in Baltimore, so that's number one, and I'll get into that a little bit. And then number two, the asset class was retail office space, and that is a very unique asset class for lenders. And then on top of that, Phil can take that over with why Baltimore is so weird, but a lot of lenders just didn't want to do business out there.
Yeah, yeah. And I can just the reason why is because obviously there's been scandals and loans defaulting left and right. I don't know if people have actually heard or seen that, like I think like 300 loans went to default in like in a matter of like a night. So they got lenders spooked. After talking to a whole bunch of lenders in the local area and in just brokers in general, we found maybe one lender that could lend on the deal, and we weren't too confident in that. And to back up real quick, we restructured the deal to be a Morby method deal, meaning we would give the seller more money up front and have him seller finance a little bit less than what originally we agreed upon in the back end. And then that way we would raise money just for the acquisitions, the closing cost, the reserve, and a little bit of the repairs. And then having it just be a easier, I guess, deal structure. But at the end of the day, the lenders were not in favor of that as far as like where it's at, and then the amount of obstacles they would have to kind of go through, and a maybe of a lower interest rate because we were trying to get it at 6.5 to 7.5% interest rate, but we would have a more higher chance of it becoming an 8 to a 10% annualized interest rate would absolutely kill the deal. And so that kind of gave us some pause and also made me rethink about refinancing it in a few years, because if we're having this much of a hard time refinance or financing it, then it will probably maybe be as hard as the initial financing portion of it. So that is something that we end up learning quite a bit from, and yeah, just it just didn't work out, which is fine. Just don't
Yeah,
buy
and
Baltimore.
and to answer your question, right? It's just with those type of deals, do you find the lender first or raise the money first? Um, at first, it was a creative finance deal, so
Yeah.
there was no financing involved at all. It was a seller finance deal, but then we were like, okay, we didn't want to raise 600, 700,000 for this deal. So we pivoted into a stack Morley method type deal. And seller said it was good. He was good with the terms. And then obviously because it was seller finance at first, we didn't talk to any banks. So I think we talked to like 15 to 20 banks or lenders,
Hmm.
both local and brokerages, right? The guys who like go hunt for loans or have partnerships, built around the area. And none of the brokers had any lenders in Baltimore, which is crazy because they all left because of the fraud. And then all the local guys didn't feel comfortable with the asset class and plus the HOA, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of weird things involved. Now, in terms of raising private money, yeah, I mean, you should always be raising private money. Like, that's my opinion on it. Um, Always build connections, always build a list, because you'll have a list of like people when you put it together. Like, let's say you have $5 million of private money investors on your list, but only a handful of them are going to invest in your deal when you actually need it. And some of them have different lending criteria. Like, some people want long term debt, some people want the Gator money, right? Some
Yeah.
people want equity. It just depends on, who you got in your Rolodex. So always raise, always raise.
And that also gives you a good segue to like have I guess, a CRM to be able to understand what lenders are looking for. So that way you're not sending them the wrong deals. But to be more tactical, like some of the learning lessons that we end up learning on this particular deal is the amount it costs to do transactions of this size. It wasn't really big anyways, but the amount of deeds that were being pulled also will have a cost to it. So somebody has to front that bill, and normally I would say probably 10 out of 10 times the title company does it. Obviously, that's just their job, but they also eat that cost, and so eventually someone has to eat that, which would be either the seller or buyer. And if you terminate the contract, well, just be aware that your EMD is going to probably be eaten up through the fees, and a seller probably won't pay that back or consider paying, right?
Yeah, our seller's not paying it, right? So
Yeah.
we put the 15K hard money EMD, and we had to pay the lender for all those title
The
lien
title,
searches
yeah, the
and all
title
that
company,
stuff. Yeah,
not the lender,
I
yeah.
mean normally we'd probably would have paid like 5 grand, called it a day, and we would have got our 10K back, but you know, unique
Yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah, since the amount of Ds were being pulled, I would say in a normal transaction, it doesn't cost like a single family home transaction doesn't cost nearly as much as pulling,
No.
45, 47 units. So
Yeah, and the labor too, right? Like the
yeah,
15 hours they spent, like it would have probably been like an hour or so.
yeah,
It just magnifies like how much stuff you're doing. Um, okay, so what do you do with any raised money for a deal that falls through? Just give it back. I mean, most of the time you don't actually like take their money until you close or getting ready to close. So for us, like we have commitments, right? So
yep,
commitments are different than actually taking their money. We just had people that said yes and they were interested in doing it and getting ready to wire the money to the title company. So for us, we didn't have to give anything back because we actually didn't take any of it, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. But in some cases, depending on how you structure your deal, I would say some lenders are going to want to see seasoning period. So you're going to have to take money in prior to closing, whatever the requirements are. But also depends on how you structure the LLC. If it's a partnership LLC, if it's an investment club, then you're going to want to have their money in the account to be able to get shares or ownership of the LLC, so that way they are embedded in the deal itself. So it really depends on how you structure the actual purchase of the property, the acquisition. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're doing I know you personally are doing like single family acquisitions, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of the times is that's a very simple transaction where you
Hmm.
just have the lender wire the money to the title company like the day you close, and then when you do show up at the closing table, the title company will confirm if they received the wire or not.
Hmm.
So like I bought a house 25K private money loan. When I showed up, they're like, hey, like your lender wired the money, like it's an escrow, like good to go, right?
Yeah.
So a little different, just depends on the situation.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, that's anything else to discuss on the deal itself?
No, I think the biggest lesson is, don't whenever you get a deal in front of you, don't get your hopes up. Most deals do fall through. I would say like even in the wholesale space, it's like, they say maybe three out of the if you do 10 contracts, at least three fall out on average. So, never count your what is it?
Okay. Count your
Never cast your chicken before they hatch,
something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. So that's a big thing, right? It's keeping an open mind and be flexible to things. And man, like I tell you, we'll never do this problem again, right? Like
Yeah.
we'll never experience this again because we've learned from it. Now some lessons are a couple $100, some lessons are 15 grand.
That's
It just
some are
sucks, right? It just
90, 100
happens.
grand, some are a million, just depending on what level you're playing at. So
Yeah.
well, I mean, luckily that we have enough money to be able to afford it and like it doesn't hurt. It just stings, just, it doesn't
I'm just
hurt.
sad.
Yeah, just,
Like when I got that email, I was like, oh man,
I
like
was like,
that sucks.
fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we work hard for that, and it just kind of stings. But that's just business, right? And I guess that's why this is a good conversation today because not all deals are like not everything on social media is like oh like we're making millions of dollars. Like this shit
Yeah,
happens as well. So
yeah. It's just interesting. I'm sure like a lot of other influencers and other people that are successful in this space have lost money and have taken their licks. So it's all good. Yeah,
the
exactly.
ignorance tax.
Exactly. We just paid the ignorance tax
Yes. Yeah, I love
last
that.
week. Yep.
It's so true, man. I mean, everything we do is ignorance tax. We just pay down that tax, and it. You just realize, like, you know what? When you lose money, you can always make it back.
Yeah.
That's the mentality behind it. So, um,
Skills. Pay the bills, man.
skills pay the bills, right? So, yeah, just to recap for anybody that just joined, we did lose 15 grand today,
Yep.
and
Jeez.
you know, it's you have to you have to realize like you want to take risks in life, but don't make stupid risks or stupid chances if you can't afford it, right? So like for us, we were prepared to lose the 15 grand, right? Of course, we didn't want to do that. Like that was um, earnest money towards this deal. And at first, you know what's crazy about this? Like we put $1,000 in there, and then the seller's like, okay, typically it's 1%. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like we have it. Like
Yeah.
and we were confident we were gonna close. I mean, we tried every different option in the world, and unfortunately, just nobody wanted to lend on it. And this is and it's like what Phil said. Like maybe we avoided just a massive, massive problem down the road because
You
if
know,
we can't finance it now, refinancing the seller and our investors out 5 years from now could be a problem too. Like who
yeah.
knows, right? With Baltimore. So if you guys are investing in Baltimore, dude, good luck. Like you guys have fun with that. I'm out, bro. I'm never investing with you guys again. So, golly, like who's our buddy Mike Davis, bro? Yo, you crazy, dude. I'm buying this place ever again, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, not the spot for us. Tried, real tried, give it a nice good crack. And a lot of learning lessons in the due diligence was really, really educational for the most of the part, doing, T12 underwriting, understanding the tenant base, understanding how the operations of the building is structured, reading through a building association, understanding just the dynamics of the market and just understanding like add backs, expenses, P&Ls and all that stuff was really helpful. And it also showed like a lot of sellers out there, especially in the commercial space, don't have their shit together, which makes sense because it is a business
Yeah.
after all. And it just goes to show you can buy any commercial building. It's just like a mini ran business. And normally sellers are kind of like you and me. Basically, they run their business lean and small and they don't have good bookkeeping sometimes. And so you can really expose that during your due diligence. So you can also create discounts too from that. So just be on the
Yeah,
lookout for that.
I'll tell you what a funny thing is, guys. Like we lost 15 grand, so we paid 15 grand for Phil to do their books. So kudos to you, bro. Like, dude, he was impressed. Like the seller was impressed with your P&L statements that you created for 2025. So, no,
Yeah.
I love the seller a lot. Like I'm good friends with him. I'm actually good friends with his son too. His son's one of my clients for our agency, so I mean we go deep, right? And he
Yeah.
actually has a deal that he's gonna go see the house on Saturday. So that's pretty
Nice.
exciting. I'm glad I can still help him out. We'll eat those losses, call it a day, wipe our tears, and just go sell some more cribs, man. I don't know, sell some more cribs. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude. I'm like I'm kind of sad. Like I'm just
Yeah.
whatever.
It is what it is. I mean, uh, like nobody cares, just work harder, right? That's the whole saying.
Yeah, bro. Every time I like watch a Hermosi thing, I realize like I'm just a bitch. You know, like Joe, it's like way to pay it forward, Phil. But no, honestly, guys, like we think we do a lot, and when I look at my calendar every week, now, my calendar's a lot different now in 26. Like I have three color codes. That's all I have. I
Oh,
have
dang.
meetings. So now I know on my calendar, like, because Google Calendar has a new update that shows you how you color code and what the percentage of each color is
Oh, cool.
on your calendar. So for me, if I see a lot of gray, that means I'm filling my calendar with a bunch of meetings.
Mm,
And then when I see a lot of green, that means I'm actually working on my business.
mm,
So, I'm relentlessly keeping track of that now to see like, okay, I have a lot of meetings on my calendar and a lot of them is my W-2, right? And I
yeah.
cannot wait until my W-2 is over because all these stupid gray boxes are going to be money making time. So, that's just how it is, right? Like this podcast right here is technically a meeting, right?
Sure.
And then like when we're working on ads, it's green. So like
Yeah.
that's how I'm looking at it. It's like, hey, what activities am I doing that's actually moving the needle versus just filling my calendar, which is BS, right? And that's the best thing that's happened in terms of like managing my time on that calendar. But
Mm,
Um,
mm.
that's a whole nother rant about calendar management. But
Another topic that is pretty valuable in my opinion. I'm not the best at managing calendars. I'm like more at good at writing what I need to do for the day, like a to-do list.
oh yeah,
Like I'm really good at that, and then I just get it knocked out. Uh,
dude, yeah, your evening to do task is like key, right? And I think
yeah.
Dan Martell talks about that. He's like every night you should see like what you have to do the next day. Like
Yep.
I have these two tasks that just been staring at my ass like all day. Like I'm like I guess I should do that today, but um, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
I
So
think
anybody out there, how's their time management, right?
yeah, I know. I think with anything in life, your energy comes and goes, and for me, if I have high energy that day or that moment, I'll do the most difficult task, and then when I have low energy, I'll do the least like taxing task, or I'll start off in the morning like doing a very easy task to build up momentum, and then it just snowballs after that.
Oh,
So I
you
mean,
warm
yeah,
up in the morning?
yeah, warm up in the morning, a lot easier
Okay,
for me.
that's it. That's interesting. I like to go like super hard in the beginning because that's where my brain is firing, and then like towards the end of the day, like after my work day, I'm like,
Right.
oh, I gotta like write stuff now. I'm like, my brain capacity in the beginning of the day is like
Yeah.
everything, you know. So that's
Well,
crazy. That's
well,
interesting.
also the fact that I get bombarded a lot in the morning, so I'd rather just do follow-up calls or follow-up text messages just to knock out a lot of, communication. And then when it's
Yeah,
like more quiet, I have more time to do what I need to do, like just pure focus.
like
And
deep
then
work.
yeah, that's way more easier for me. And then in the middle is kind of as things come and go, like block and tackle situation. So it's
Yeah, yeah. The one thing that I stopped doing towards like the end of last year was like impromptu like calls, unless they were sales calls, right?
Mm.
If they were like sales calls, because for me like my statistics is like if I spend like 45 minutes on a call, normally I'm gonna squeeze, at least a 3K
Hmm.
deal out of it. Like either it's wholesale, the email agency, the CRM, like whatever we're doing, like that time is worth it for me to like just jump on a sales call. But
Yeah,
if someone like just DMs me, bro, like no offense to anybody that does this to me and says, "Yo, can we like just network or connect?" I'm like, "No, absolutely
yeah,
not." Like get on my calendar like 3 weeks out because that those meetings, guys, I'm telling you right now, Timbo Slice is about to go on a rant. So everyone out there that is networking all day and you look at your calendar, right? So this is why the calendar is so important. We're gonna kind of talk about the calendar real quick before we hop off. But if you track your calendar and you just have all these networking meetings, where the f are you making money, right?
yep,
Like I know all these wholesalers out there that like, yo, I can't get a deal, and I'm like, okay, when was the last time you called a seller? And they're like, and I'm like, if you can't answer that, like, it's probably why you're not making money in wholesale, right?
yep,
Or if you need to talk to agents, when was the last time you talked to an agent? When was the last time you talked to a wholesaler? Like
mm,
that's where you can kind of see like why you're in the place that you're in is because you're spending all your time like doing networking, doom scrolling on social media, or shit, just listening to this podcast, right? So like but like I love you guys, appreciate it, but this hopefully you take a little bit of this information from the podcast and actually go execute on it, right? That's the most important thing.
yeah, yeah. I would definitely agree. I mean, also for me, it's a little different because I'm not in wholesaling as much anymore. But contractors call randomly, right? Vendors call randomly, so you have to pick up their phone because it obviously pertains to your project. I know some people have a W-2 job. I would also do the same thing when I had a W-2 job. I would basically go hide in a corner somewhere and take those calls because I had no choice because obviously that's money, right?
That's
So
me.
yeah, see? You have to because it's just straight money and it's your business at the end of the day. So I totally get it, man. I talk to contractors every single freaking day. Um, I'm talking to heirs almost every other day at the
Yeah.
current moment. So it's interesting, right?
Yeah. Yo, Joe Desai, how's your calendar looking, bro? Like I see you on there. I see you participating in the chat, so I'm gonna call you out, dude, while we kind of get ready to close this thing out. But Yeah, it's tough, right? It's tough to kind of figure out what actually moves the needle in your day. Like I was talking to one of our community members yesterday, and he was like, "Dude, I just feel overwhelmed." And I'm like, "Okay, like let me see your calendar," and it's just blank. And I'm
Well,
like, "Okay, like yeah, but that's just but that's how
uh,
most people are, right? It's like,
yeah.
okay, so how much time do you realistically have in your day, and then you multiply that by how many days you're willing to work on your real estate business and add that together, right? So he's like, I can only do 1.5 hours a day. And I was like, 1.5 hours of dedicated time? Or you just think you have 1.5 hours where you're playing with your kid, where you're hanging out with your
Mm-hmm.
wife, whatever the case may be. Like, you need some dedicated time, even if it's just 30 minutes a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's like, okay, so he narrows it down to 1 hour. So I'm like, okay, every week, you have family time, you have W2 time. Put the 1 hour of work on your damn calendar, and then like you need to force yourself to do whatever the action is for 1 hour.
That's it.
Guys, you watch Netflix for way longer. I know you do. I know all y'all watch Netflix or Amazon and all this shit. I do too. But you know what? I work hard, okay? So I deserve that. So, but I truly believe that, right? So, but you need to make sure that you are getting yourself to do that action for literally 60 minutes. And if it's only
Yeah.
30 minutes, do it, take a break, and go back and do the rest for 30 minutes.
Straight up.
Definitely needing those money making activities clearly defined better. Yeah, that's a very convoluted action, right? Like working on identifying those needle moving activities. Okay, so like what industry are you in? Like
He,
what are you actually focusing on?
he's doing fix and flips.
I don't, dude, he's doing a lot more than that. This is the point that I want
Oh
to
yeah,
make.
that's right. He's doing
That's,
yeah.
that's the whole point I want to make to the
Yeah, yeah.
chat today, right? Is what are you actually working on in real estate or whatever business you're doing? I think you're doing like 3 or 4 different things, right? Along with the W2. So I'm sorry for picking on you, bro. I love you, dude. So, but I just wanted to kind of show like, why people don't have a lot of time or don't feel like they have a lot of time is because they're doing so many things and you only have so much time in the calendar, plus having a family, plus having a job. So it's like, how do you balance all those things, right? With everything, it's really, really hard. So I just wanted to kind of identify that for everybody. And then once you figure out that one thing you're doing, he's like, yeah, I do a lot. I get some flips and wholesales going on, right? So, you got to pick one thing and figure out what is the task that you have to do that actually moves the needle. It's talking to agents, talking to sellers, pulling data, um, whatever the case may be, right? So,
Just gave you out a brick wall. What is that? I don't know what that emoji
I
is.
think it's a picture frame. I just see a heart and I love you,
Yeah.
bro. Like I don't know about the square, so
Yeah.
but I
Could
appreciate
be
it, man. I
could
appreciate
be
it.
the brick.
Could be the brick, right? Right, going through my house. Um, but yeah, no, I hope this is helpful to whoever listens to this. Um, and just to recap, like, dude, not every deal goes well. I mean,
Yep.
and I think that's the big thing is, everyone wants to talk about the good stuff. Today was one of those humbling days for the both of us
Yeah.
in terms of, not fully understanding what we got ourselves into. And, what's up, Lee? What's going on, brother? But yeah.
Yo, my guy Lee did a nice JV, not JV, wholesale deal to me. Good job, bro. Good
Oh,
job
you
with that.
wholesale it to Phil? Like you bought it?
He bought it. I bought it. It was a
Oh
good deal
shit,
for
you're an
him.
addict, bro.
It
Yo,
was a
Lee,
great deal
hey,
for him.
hey, hey, guys, chill out on abusing Phil, right? He's an addict, so yeah, he just can't help buying deals. So like, just chill, bro, chill. No, I'm glad you guys came up with a deal. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he made. Surprised you're not in China now, bro. Because the last deal that he sold me, he went to China for a vacation with his family.
With the money that you gave him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's so funny, dude. I'm glad that we can fund your family trips to China, man, back to the
yeah, dude.
motherland. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of jealous. I've never been.
It's good fun. I mean, I've been there like almost 11 years now. It's great, great spot.
That's
Fun
sick.
times. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right, boys. Hey, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate hanging out with you. Yeah, this dude's just laughing like a clown. But hey, guys, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys Tuesday. And guys, hey, let us know what you guys want us to talk about because
Yeah.
we would like to bring on guests, right? We would like to bring on guests, and we want to make sure that those guests are, helpful for you guys. And then just if there's any topics that you want to talk about, like me and Phil can talk about a lot of different things in real estate and in business
Yeah.
in general. So we would love to provide as much value as we can.
Lee's going to Korea, bro. Get your congrats.
And this is funding the trip to Korea. I love that.
Yeah, dude. Good for you,
Cool.
man. I'm glad I could have your family make memories in Korea. Good for you guys.
Cool. Hey, love you guys. Appreciate it.
See ya.